Hey everybody, RC here. This is a right out of the box first look from the day we opened up the new Priolite kit we just got in. Look for more on these Priolite from us in the coming weeks, but for now we just wanted to show you guys what these lights were giving us right out of the box with no prep. I just put them together and started to shoot. Hey everybody, RC here. I have the Priolite MBX500. This is something that we found at the WPPI conference, and I gotta tell you, I'm really excited about it. 500 watt seconds, it's a monoblock light, and it happens to be on in my hand with no cords whatsoever. This is the part that I was seriously geeking out about. It's lithium powered, so you have a battery that sits here, and when it's fully charged, you can get about 300 pops at full power. Now, at its minimum setting, you can get close to 6,000. So it's got a lot of great power with no wires whatsoever. You can kind of take it out and do whatever it is that you want with it. Now, this is what the battery looks like. It's relatively small, right? So you can take this, you can move it, you can get several different batteries, and now you're in a situation where you can use whatever kind of power source in whatever kind of location, right? So you can use it corded, you can use it just on a lithium battery. These are great standout features, I think, for a light that sits in this range. Now, there's a couple of different things that I saw here that really did stand out to me. First, the dial that you have right here is pretty intuitive. All you have to do is just turn it to the left and to the right to increase and decrease in about 1/10 of a stop increments. You have an LED modeling light that sits balanced at about 5500, which is great for you to use for things like video. You have 4 groups and you have up to 9 channels. So why is that important? If you're doing a shoot, you can go ahead and you can set up a key light, you can have a fill light, you can have an accent light, you can have a 4th light. Each of these individual lights can be controlled right from a remote thing that we're going to talk about in a second. Now, those are 4 lights, but now you can have up to 9 separate sets of this. So if you know somebody that has a Priolite that sits next to you, you guys aren't automatically tripping each other's, everybody's flashes. So that makes it really, really good. The fact that it has a ready light right here at the very, very top, I think is great. A lot of the times, if I'm in a studio, right, we're gonna do a shoot in just a couple of seconds. When I'm in a studio, I don't like necessarily hearing a recycle light every single time. When you're popping, beep, popping, beep, beep, it gets a little annoying. So to have something that sits on the very, very top is a good thing. It looks like it also sets so that when I power down or power up, it's doing a dump. So it'll turn around and it'll kick off a lot of that excess energy so that the charge that you have is only the charge that you need for the shot that you're looking for. So I think that that's really, really good. It's small, pretty lightweight. The casing of this, it looks like this set here slides in and out, which is something really good for if you're using things like ring lights or beauty dishes. To be able to slide on that, I think is a plus. Your front. This is using a Bowens mount, and it has 3 different settings. I'm gonna go ahead and just try to pull this off here, right? So this is a standard Bowens mount, but it also takes speed ring and it takes 3 different types of setups all together. So this is probably the one that you're going to be seeing the most when it comes to this. Now I'll go ahead and I'll just kind of put this right back in here. We're pretty much good to go. Now, that's the light. I'm going to show you the remote. The remote looks a little big, but you know what? It's got all of the features that you need exactly where you need them. You can control individual groups here. You can turn on your modeling lights on and off here. You can set different types of channels inside of this. So it's kind of one-stop shopping when it comes to controlling all 4 lights across 9 different channels. Now, we have a model that's been patiently waiting back there to do a shoot. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's talk a little bit about how to be able to use these lights in an actual shoot and then take it to where it really works, outside. All right, so let's go ahead and start talking about the shoot. Now, I've got Charlotte here. What's up, Charlotte? What's going on? Charlotte's graciously offered to work as a model for us. Now, she does a lot of different projects here, and she's a stand-up comedian, which I thought she could actually deal with this. But I was walking by, and I saw her, and she had her headphones on, and she was listening to some stuff, and I'm like, she's beautiful. This is perfect. This is exactly what we want to do. Thankfully, she hasn't hit me yet. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to turn this on. Just right off the bat, one of the things that I thought was great is that they offer this little door here. You can kind of press it open. Now, that's going to prevent you from accidentally turning these things on and draining them in a car or inside of a trunk. Not necessarily the best thing that you want. The door kind of keeps everything there. Now, From here, I have the option to turn on my modeling light, and I probably would do it here because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make sure that I get this light somewhere in the general region of her hair, right? So I'm trying to use this as a hair light. So I'll go ahead and I'll grab this and I'll kind of set this in that one spot right there. And it looks like it's kind of doing okay. I might put a grid on that a little bit, but for now, I think it's okay. Raising, lowering, I don't have to worry about any kind of cords because guess what? I'm just using the battery. That part I think is really cool. Gotta go work on the other light though. So on this second light, I have what appears to be probably a 36 by 48 or a 32 maybe, 32 softbox, pretty straightforward. I'll go ahead and I'll turn this one on as well. It's already pretty much positioned where I need it to be. So I think that we'll be pretty much okay for the shoot. I'm gonna control whether or not I'm gonna be using these lights right from here. So you'll see that I can go ahead and I can turn them on. I can turn them off right from this one spot, right? I want to save as much energy as I can. I want to be able to use these later. This is also where you can control a single light. Right now I have it set to single. I have it set to number A or letter A. So that means my A light's the only thing that's going to go off. If I set it to all, I can go ahead and now control both my main and my hair light. So right now I think I'm pretty okay, and I don't necessarily want to deal with the dialing in of power yet. I kind of want to see where I'm going to start. I'll start at around 1/60th at, let's say, F8. Let's see where we go from there. Okay, Charlotte, and I'm just have you turn just a little bit over this way. Perfect. Okay, so we're just going to try for a very quick portrait here. And take a look. We're pretty much done here. So she's got a great look, and with these lights, beautiful, beautiful, easy work. Now, I want to do a couple more things with this, so I probably want to take that light and I want to turn it down just a little bit. So right from here, I'll go ahead and I'll go to Team A, and right at Team A, I'm just going to drop it. 3/10 of a stop, about 3 clicks, and I'll switch back to this one area here. I'm going to have you turn just a little bit. Just give me a little bit of attitude with the hands, so kind of just bring them up. Just there you go. Want to try for a different look? All we have to do is just kind of push these things around. That makes it really, really nice for you to work inside of a studio. But to be honest with you, a lot of the stuff that I do is on location. And I don't necessarily always have a D4 available to me, right? So why don't we take these things where they really sing? Outside. All right, so now this is where it really, really starts singing. Obviously, it's great to be able to have, monoblocks sitting in a studio where you can move them around and not be connected to a wire. But the key with all of this stuff is to be able to take it on location. So my friend Mia has actually volunteered to do a little bit of modeling for us. And what we want to do here is we want to be able to take the same sensibility of a studio setup, a main light, a hair light, but put it on location with some green in the background. So 500 watt seconds on both of these is something that I can really, really use and make this portrait kind of sing here. So we've got one on a stick, that's going to be ready, and we have the hair light, that's pretty much set. Let's go ahead and just take a couple pops here. So now that's the beauty of this. You're taking all of this stuff and you're moving it on location. Keep in mind, this is several $1,000s for you to get a set like this, but what you're getting here is studio lights that you can use and have the flexibility to do inside of a studio, but you can also take these things without any kind of power connected to them and use them on location. That for me is money well spent. Let's take a look at one more scenario. All right, so we thought we'd add an added experiment to this. So we were outside playing around and we're in the big bright sun, right? So there's a lot of sun kind of coming in here. I had Mia kind of step here because this is the deal, right? If you're shooting with a DSLR, you're gonna hit a sync speed about 250th of a second. These lights can overpower a little bit of that, but my camera's not gonna be able to do that. So I switched over to the Nikon Coolpix A. With this, I'm actually shooting at 1,000th of a second at f/20. What that's going to do is it's going to darken everything up, and these lights are going to overcompensate and bring in a little bit more light onto the subject. The goal here is to take all of these clouds that we have here and bring them in and mix them with some beautiful light of the portrait here. So she's just kind of standing there hanging out, and so there you have it. You have 2 great lights, beautiful power, and the portability to be able to use them indoors and outdoors. If you want to see more information on this, make sure you go to Priolite.com. You can take a look at the MBX500 or their 1,000 watt second models. And obviously you can always get these lights over on the B&H website. My name's RC and I'll see you guys soon. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, leave us a comment telling us that you'd like to see more videos like this, or even what you'd like to see in the future. Make sure that you check out all of the lighting training over at kellytraining.com, as well as our lighting magazine, Light It. Again, I'm RC. Thanks for watching.